So how'd you make out talking about the 4 parts of the roof of the house of principles? They're essential, aren't they? So you can see now that we have talked about the 4 parts of the house, 4 key principles of how a financial system works. Number 1, trust. Number 2, discipline. Number 3, transparency. And number 4, leadership. These make the groups sustainable. We've got to have those 4 elements. And then sitting on top of that house of principle, another 4 principles that we've got to worry about, which is the roof, is that they must be in place to protect the group from problems that normally arise. If we're praying for one another, if we're relationally supporting one another, if we're stewarding our resources well, and we're reflecting about, this is going to help protect those other key parts of the house. That leads us now to task 2 here of session 2, lesson 1, the house of principles. And that is task 2 being apply the house of principles to group policies. So we're leading people into thinking about formation and group formation and determining group policies, which is lesson 2 that we're going to get into a little bit later. So you can see section 2A says, find a partner, discuss some sample policies that you can make based on the principles that you have heard. You've got about 5 minutes. So this is, again, just getting to think through what kind of written policies should we have for our group. So a group exercise, warming them up, what kind of policies would we like to have for the group? Then section 2B, you can see, write each of your ideas on a separate piece of paper, then place each idea on the wall. So it's kind of a brainstorming exercise, really fun exercise. And I recommend that you do this exercise with your group. And once they've done that, so you're getting them to thinking about group policies, and because there's going to be a formal way we lead them through that exercise, but you're just warming them up to be thinking about group policies. We then transition into task 3. And task 3 is determine the appropriate type of savings group that they want to form, that they want to have. Remember, we've said that there are 3 types of savings groups. There's ROSCA, there's straight, and there's ASCA. Well, which one do they want to be? So you can see here under task 3 that they're being asked to examine the chart. It's the chart you've seen before, the hairline box that'll need to go up on a wall that describes what the 3 different savings groups types are. And those will be read. Someone will read those for the group, and then there'll be basically a selection, some sort of voting that'll take place of what kind of group do you want to be, and they'll select their type of group. So they'll select the group that they want to be, one of these 3, and then they'll conclude essentially in 3C and 3D with asking the Lord for prayer and blessings upon this group. So they'll have selected, by 3D, they'll have selected, we want to be an ASCA group. And by the way, most groups are either going to be a ROSCA or an ASCA. Now, we recommend it would be really good if people would do a straight savings group for, let's say, a short period of time, let's say 3 months. And why do we say that? Straight savings groups are the most straightforward, the easiest to start up and get the discipline going. But go ahead and set it for 3 months and get the inner workings going so people get accustomed to putting in every other week, and eventually at the end taking the money out. And so it's an easy way to get started. But eventually, and even out of the gate sometimes, many people will choose a ROSCA and or an ASCA because they get money right away. They get a loan of sorts, especially in a ROSCA in the rotating or the ASCA. They're able to take out loans. And at the end of the day, that's what most people are interested in. So you will see people either out of the gate or quickly migrate to wanting to form a ROSCA or an ASCA. So don't be surprised. People do start it right out of the gate, a little more complex, particularly in ASCA, to do that, but it can be done, especially if they've got lots of members who have experience with other types of savings groups. So, in summary, what have we covered in lesson 1 here of session 3, section B of the handbook, group formation? Well, we've talked about how savings groups are like a house and that they need to be a house built on rock, as it says in Matthew 7:24-7. And we've talked about the house of principles and the bedrock that it's built on, Jesus and his word, and the foundation, trust, and the 3 pillars, right? Discipline, transparency, and leadership. And then the roof, the 4 parts of the roof. And then we've applied those steps, those principles to policy setting to get them in the frame of mind of what is it going to take to do good policy setting. And now they've selected the type of savings group they want to have, one of those three, right? And they're ready to go. So now we're going to get ready as we go into lesson 2. And remember, there's lesson 2A, 2B, 2C, one for each of the three types of savings groups. We're going to move on to lesson 2C on ASCA, where we're going to help walk these people through setting policies, generally anywhere from 25 to 30 policies for their type of savings groups. And I think you'll really enjoy this session. This is part of their full day session. So I look forward to seeing you when we come back to talk about policy setting for savings groups.